Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Welcome to an all-new Nevada Newsmakers. As you can see, Sam Shad's on assignment. I'm filling in for him. My name is Mike Draper. I'm a partner at Argentum Partners, and we have an exciting conversation today about Nevada's future, its economic development, its workforce development, and most importantly, its kids with the Boys and Girls Club of Nevada. So stay tuned.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
The Road to Riches leads straight to the Carson Valley Inn. Cash drawings Thursday and Saturdays. Over 480 winners. Score up to $15,000 weekly. Plus one $10,000 cash winner and the $20,000 guaranteed grand prize giveaways. Free meals, free play, and more. Only at the Carson Valley Inn.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
Welcome to an all-new Nevada Newsmakers, filling in for Sam Shad. My name is Mike Draper, and we have a very special treat today. We're going to be talking about youth development and growth across Nevada, and including expansion in our rural communities, some exciting projects like the shack-backed clubhouse in Southern Nevada, and we've got two gentlemen that most of our viewers know, Mike Wurm, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of the Truckee Meadows, and Andy Bischel, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Nevada. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invite.
So just as a quick refresher, Mike, can you give us sort of just the overview of the Boys and Girls Club, the mission, and what you guys are doing in Nevada?
Yeah, we actually have organizations throughout the state, but we have a strong state alliance, and we're offering before and after school programming for kids. Our core is 6 to 18-year-olds, but we also, a number of us, and I know we're going to talk a little bit today, have gone down to the 6-week to 5-year-old group, and just trying to provide needs for families, kind of meeting families where they're at. And I know that's a broad statement, but families' needs are very different. We have some families that need basic needs, help with food and clothing, and some that just need a safe place for their kids to go. And we're able to offer that in a variety of environments in buildings that we own, shared spaces, and at school sites. So pretty comprehensive.
Andy, Nevada, obviously, it's an issue that's discussed on this show all the time, is one of the fastest growing states in the country. Obviously, that presents opportunities and challenges. How does that affect an organization like the Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah, just trying to, especially in the South, right? The rapid growth, social services have been on all levels have been really pressed to keep with the pace. So again, as Mike pointed out, for the entire state, it's about providing families with that opportunity, right? How do you keep working families working? Provide places, safe places for their kids to go throughout the day. And make sure it's really meaningful, that we create the bonds Mike touched on the facilities that we use, some of ours, some shared school sites, those kind of things. It's really about the people we put in the services that make all the impact. So it's that connection to a young person with a caring adult, and then we get them trained, those young adults, to get them trained up to enter the workforce.
Mike, Boys and Girls Club is a national organization, but I know that each individual chapter runs independently. But in Nevada, there's been an emphasis, especially over the last several years, on the clubs working together. And I know you all take a lot of pride in how well you work together towards initiatives. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And Andy and I joke often, right, that Clark County is Southern Nevada and the other 16 counties are Northern Nevada, right?
Yes.
But in jest, right, we are trying to make sure that we present a north, south, and rural approach. We have, our state, while we're a big state, but very unique, right? With 70% of the population in Southern Nevada, 15% in Washoe County, and then the other 15% spread out throughout the state. But it really allows us, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about some of the private-public partnerships, allows us to present an opportunity for folks at the state and federal level when they fund Nevada to have an avenue to get that money to go out throughout the state, right? So the needs are great. There's a lot of growth in Southern Nevada, and it taps their sources, especially the sources from the government and things. Same in Washoe County, but really in rural Nevada also, right? Rural Nevada, the bigger problem is a lot of the services aren't offered, or when they are offered, they're more expensive. So really, while we're unique, the regions of our state are unique. There's a lot of common issues, and really allows us to come together as a state alliance and work together to be as effective as we can for the kids of Nevada.
Andy, what are some of those issues that collectively you all are working to address?
Yeah, the statewide initiatives that go throughout all the Boys and Girls Clubs throughout the state are obviously, our core competency is the kids ages 6 to 18, before and after school. I like to say when school's out, we're in. So covering those summer breaks, those spring breaks, those kind of things. So really working with those with the youth on academic supports, but also really we try to work on character and leadership, and that's a really broad statement. But what we really are working towards at the Boys and Girls Clubs is that those peer leadership opportunities, and kids as young as 6. So when we do homework help, we're having um, their peers help them, staff help them too, right? But really want to give those opportunities for kids to create character and leadership, and then that leads it right into workforce development. So the ultimate outcome for the Boys and Girls Club youth is to get that high school diploma, but not only get that diploma, but have a plan. What is it? Post-secondary education? How do we help you with college tours and applications and scholarships? And if not, post-secondary ed, what are the trades? What are the business opportunities in each of your unique communities or within the state that we can expose you to and really get you an opportunity to get your first job?
Mike, this is something I've heard you talk about frequently, that this isn't just what people see as an after-school program. This has a direct impact on our economic development and workforce development. Can you share a little bit of your thought on that?
Well, absolutely, and it's been recognized by folks in the state, right? Like, we have an Up Next initiative right now. We work with Dieter, where some of those resources come in, and it's enhancing the experience of our employees. It's giving them additional training. We have, our organization alone has over 500 employees collectively. I think in our state, 700 or 800 employees, 900 employees. And they're not always going to be a career at the Boys and Girls Club. So what a great environment to learn how to work with families and deal with real life issues and get prepared for the workforce, right? And as Andy talked about, this is a great platform, not only to work with kids and help those kids, but for our employees to get employability skills. And for a lot of them, it's their first job, and they may go on to another industry that helps our state. But what a great platform to have, and a great opportunity for private and public to work together to make sure those resources are valuable, are being used. There's so many limited resources, but used on a high level and helping create a better workforce. to get Nevada and to keep Nevada working, right?
When we come right back, let's talk about some of those initiatives. We'll be back on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
My whole life has been public service. It's about people. And when we work together instead of yelling at each other, we get things done. We don't always get everything we want, but that's our system of government. Give and take. We don't give up. We keep working. We keep pushing. And when we break ground on Nevada's first children's hospital, when crime rates come down, and when graduation rates improve, that motivates me. That's why I do it.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
Reno is full of hard-working, caring people. We're neighbors, business owners, families who need attainable homes, good-paying jobs, and a future we can count on. What we don't need are more big political promises with bigger price tags and politicians who let the latest Washington trends guide their policies. We need no-nonsense leaders with fiscal discipline who are focused on results for Reno families. I'm Kathleen Taylor, and I'm running for mayor to do just that.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And we're back on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers. Filling in for Sam Shad, I'm Mike Draper. Our guests today are Andy Bischel, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Nevada, and Mike Wurm, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of the Truckee Meadows. Gentlemen, let's get into some of the things that you guys are doing, some of the policy initiatives that you touched on in our first segment. Andy, I know just recently you had some exciting guests come and tour a new facility that you're working on getting open and growing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're working with a rather large man. Shaquille O'Neal and his foundation approached us about 3 years ago, and he said, I built a club in Atlanta, and Vegas is my second home, would want to build a club here. So started working with his foundation, identified a really great piece of land across the street from 3 schools in kind of northeast Las Vegas, East Lake Mead and Lamb. So we're building, it's about a 40,000 square foot youth development center. It's a complex. We'll be partnering with a lot of different entities. We had Dana White, Mark Davis, and Shaq all walking through a tour about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And they were just all amazed. They had already committed funds and facility support for the complex, but to see it in place. So it looks like we're going to be done with construction sometime in November, and then we'll be opening in no later than January of 27.
That's awesome. That sounds like the start of a good story, though. Shaq, Dana White, and Mark Davis walk into a clubhouse.
Yes. Yeah. I don't
Mike,
even know how you get their schedules together.
Mike, and I know that there's some exciting things going on in northern Nevada as well. Last year, the Nevada legislature and the governor, Governor Lombardo, granted, I think, more than $16 million to organizations all over the state to help address some of our childcare needs. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what's going on?
Well, yeah, I wish I had some big names I could drop like Andy, but I don't have any big names up here in North Nevada. We're kind of going grassroots, but no, seriously, yeah, the grant, the funding that the governor's ARPA money that he directed that our alliance was able to get has been super, super effective. And for us, our portion of that, we actually secured some additional licensed childcare spots here in Northern Nevada, in Reno, but our growth has been much out in rural. So we have a groundbreaking project that just broke ground on in Fernley just this past week, and then the project that was funded by the governor. And I want to mention too, approved by the finance committee. So it's very bipartisan. This money that made it to the Boys and Girls Clubs, which always appreciate, right? Uh, so on Wednesday, we'll be doing a groundbreaking for all licensed childcare in Eureka, Nevada. And I'm very excited about that. It's the smallest town that we've built or offered services in, but it's a very representative town of rural Nevada, right? Very strong in mining. Our miners families, it's tough. It's tough life as a miner. They often live in campers and trailers and day camps. And a lot of the miners like doing that, but there is always a percent that would love to have their families with them where they work. And Eureka County in particular has done a lot of work, and I give a lot of credit to Rich McKay, the commissioner there. They've done a lot. Their education system there is very strong. Kids get good education in public school. On a public note, I always say they have the Eureka Walmart, which is Range Market, which you can get all the necessities that you need living in that town. And then the next they're secure on having medical services for families there every day. And then the next piece is licensed childcare. And then the big mountain to climb for rural Nevada is always affordable housing, right? And that's not just a rural Nevada problem anymore, right? It's the state problem. But if we could pull this project off there, I think we could redefine living opportunities in rural Nevada. And mining is so important to our state. To see the governor investing in that in rural Nevada is really exciting. And like I said, both sides of the aisle investing in that in rural Nevada. So we're excited about that project. That should be done by the end of the year, along with the Fernley project by the end of the year. So those are the kind of things that we can do connected as a state alliance and working with private and public entities, move the bar on some of these issues that are affecting our families in Nevada.
Let's come back and talk about some of those issues and also the importance of public-private partnership. We'll be back on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
At Nevada Urban Indians in Reno, your health is our priority. Our medical clinic welcomes everyone. We accept all insurances, ensuring quality care is within reach. Nevada Urban Indians, your partners in health.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
2025 is bringing big changes for Nevada businesses. If you have more than 5 employees and have been operating for 3 years or more, you must now comply with new state retirement plan mandates. The Vegas Chamber 401k plan makes it easy, offering a proven, customizable, and cost-effective plan for employers and employees to save with tax advantages. Visit vegaschamber.com to explore options and see how the Vegas Chamber can help you start saving for your future.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
You'll be rolling with some swag during the $150,000 Spring Bling giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Make it rain with up to $5,000 in cash every week and 20 large in cash guaranteed during the grand finale drawing. We're blinging in your good times at Tamarack Casino.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes hope means fearless trial attorneys who will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orrin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And we're back on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers. Filling in for Sam Shad, I'm Mike Draper. Our guests today are Andy Bischel, the CEO of Boys and Girls Club of Southern Nevada, and Mike Wurm, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Truckee Meadows. Gentlemen, thanks a lot for this conversation. There's so much we could talk about that it's hard to fit it into a half an hour broadcast. Andy, we've kind of touched on throughout this conversation public and private partnership, as well as partnership with the state and our elected officials. Can you tell me how important that public-private partnership is and how people can get involved?
Yeah, those, Mike touched on it earlier, right? The governor helped us with the ARPA dollars, but it's the interim finance committee that, approves those and keeps them going. So the bipartisan nature of the Boys and Girls Club is really, they want what's best for working families and kids, right? So it's a pretty easy one to kind of rally around, and we do our best to just put ourselves in a position to look. We help all families, all kids, and we want to give them the best opportunity. Again, and touching on that workforce development, it's not only preparing our kids for the workplace going forward. We really want to work on those critical thinking skills, working in a team, and being productive. That's where employers need our kids to be. So we want to give them that opportunity to get there, but it's developing our workforce to advance. If they stay with us for a lifetime, that's great. But how do we work with UNLV a lot as a training ground for future teachers, because kids can learn classroom management in our clubs, because you can't learn that out of a book. You've got to be in front of 20 kids every day to really understand how you manage a group of those age groups in specific, early childhood, elementary, and secondary ed. And then really also is for the working families. How are we helping employers, and how do we help the private entities give them? We were founded by, at least in Southern Nevada and even in the North, by gaming families. They wanted a place for their employees' kids to go and be safe, and so that's what we've always tried to instill. We're 60 years into our organization's tenure, and we've really been a safe place for kids to go in those out of school time spaces, so that parents know that their kids are safe and being productive when they're at the Boys and Girls Club.
Mike, about a year and a half ago, I had you on the show when we were talking about daycare deserts. That's an issue that recently the federal government has started to recognize is not unique to Nevada, but really a major hindrance to economic development and workforce development. Can you talk a little bit about where we are as a daycare desert and what's being done to address it?
Yeah, I think more and more as the light shed on it, that's a key to getting America back to working, right? And oftentimes it gets talked about in the urban areas. I think Reno still is meeting less than 40% of the need. Vegas, I think, is somewhere in that same boat. But in rural Nevada, in some of those communities that we're in, 0% of the licensed childcare needs being met in those smaller communities. So when the resources are limited, obviously they're going to go to the larger metropolitan areas first, and maybe rightfully so, especially in case in Nevada, where so much of our tax revenue is generated in Southern Nevada. But we can't forget about the rural and how important, gaming is huge to Nevada, and so is mining. And we have to try to continue to work for opportunities to give those families an opportunity, to be together as families, right? But it's a key. It's not just a Nevada issue. It is a national issue, and I think it gets talked about often. Now, whether or not states should be funding early education. That's a debate for another group, right? I think 25 or 26 states today are doing that. Is Nevada going to be one of those? That's for others to decide. But again, I love that it's bringing light. So many communities are growing, and we talk about more housing, and we talk about schools, and all these things, but we rarely talk about out on school time, right? So when schools are out, or when families are at work, where do the kids go? And that's that before and after school care. It's on school breaks. Like we have to make sure that doesn't get lost in these conversations when we're talking about quality of life for our families, regardless of where you live.
Gentlemen, I sure appreciate the conversation this morning. It's great to see the synergy of how you guys work together, and certainly the impact that you have on the state. So we look forward to having you back on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Mike. Thank you.
And we'll be back on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
We're the Peters family, 2 combat veterans, our daughter Elle, and our Liberty Dogs puppy in training, Cooper.
Cooper will grow up to be a life-changing companion to a veteran with visible or invisible challenges.
We're helping Cooper build focus and confidence so he's ready to support his veteran.
And we know he will help bring happiness and independence to his veteran's life.
So join us, become a puppy raiser, and change lives, one puppy at a time.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience. Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
Thank you for joining us today for this all-new Nevada Newsmakers. Make sure to go to nevadanewsmakers.com to catch this episode and any of our past episodes, and we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.